Hello, Year 6, and welcome back to Session 9 of our Destination Reader Sessions, all about cloud busting by Mallory Blackman. Remember yesterday we stopped halfway through a chapter, and you were all frustrated with me. Well, today we're going to continue reading Chapter 11 and continue to make inferences. Before we begin, let's check that everyone remembers those key words in today's lesson will be in red. Questions for you to answer will be in blue, and any time I want you to pause the lesson and write an answer in your home learning book, you will see green writing. As always, before we begin, please make sure that you have a copy of the text, Cloud Busting by Mallory Blackman, a strategy prompt sheet for Destination Reader, and a pencil and piece of paper or your home learning book. Please pause the video now to make sure that you have everything that you need. Well done, Year 6. Now we are ready to learn. I would love to hear what you're thinking about the story Cloud Busting so far. We're almost halfway through, and I'd love to know your opinions. Today we're going to continue with strategy number 3, Inference. I asked you this question the last 2 days in a row, so it should definitely be in your long-term memory now. What are 2 things we use to make an inference? Pause the video now and write your answer in your home learning book. Well done. We use background knowledge and clues from the text to make inferences. We use things that we already know, like that people cry when they're sad, to help us understand that the girl crying in the corner is probably sad. Well done. Now, before we begin our lesson, let's make sure we understand some key vocabulary words that we will read today. The first word, my turn, is advice. Your turn. Advice. Well done. Advice is a noun. Now, remember, a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. Is advice a person? No. Is advice a place? No. Is advice a thing? Like my cup of water here? Or my glasses? No. Advice is what we call an abstract noun. We can't pick it up and hold it, but it's still a thing. Advice is guidance or recommendations that are given to someone. So I might give you advice about what you need for your Destination Reader lesson. Our second word, my turn, is keen. Keen. Well done. Keen is an adjective. It describes someone or something. To be keen means to be eager or interested in doing something. Our last vocabulary word today is appeal. Awesome. Appeal is a noun. It, again, is a thing. It's an abstract noun, though. We can't have or hold appeal. It's not a physical thing. But an appeal is a serious or urgent request. Let's get thinking about our inference questions. Today, again, our questions are going to be worth 1 or 2 marks. Remember when answering questions to look carefully at how many marks the question is worth so you know what type of answer to give. Let's do my turn, your turn. 1 mark questions need a short, snappy answer. Your turn. Well done. That short, snappy answer. for 1-mark questions. My turn. 2-mark questions need a PE answer. Your turn. Well done. Those PE answers include your point or your answer to the question, and then evidence and examples from the text to prove that your point is correct. Let's all find page 72, which is about halfway through chapter 11. Then I want you to find the 6th verse, or the last verse on page 72, and that's where we're going to start today. Everyone, put your finger on the last verse on page 72. Remember that at the end of yesterday's lesson, we were reading Sam's perception, or what Sam thinks about his friendship with Davy, and how it's much deeper and more unique and more meaningful than his friendships with his other friends. But we also read him say that when his other friends were around, Davy was still fizzy feet. Let's read. I tried to be careful. I really and truly did. But people started to notice that we were sometimes together. Often together. Always together. My best friend Alex said, "You're spending a lot of time with fizzy feet. What's that about?" "I can't stand him," I panicked. "So why would I hang around with him?" "He's a first-class, grade A, top of the dung heap moron." And Alex started laughing at something. Someone behind me. And I turned, and there was Davy. And he'd heard every word. He didn't say anything. He just walked away. And Alex was still laughing. So year 6, let's stop there. How do you think Davy felt when he heard Sam talking rudely about him? This is just a 1-mark question. So remember, you need a short and snappy answer. Pause the video now and write your answer in your home learning book. Awesome job. Here's my answer. I think Davy felt hurt and sad. You could stop there, year 6. You could put a full stop, and that is your short and snappy answer. However, I've added a bit more to help you understand why I think he's feeling hurt and sad. I think Davy felt hurt and sad because he thought him and Sam were friends. And friends don't talk rudely about each other like Sam is doing. Let's continue reading. We are on the 4th verse, or the 4th stanza on page 74. Everyone put your finger there now. Awesome. Let's read. And I looked at Alex, and I looked at Davy walking away. And at that moment, I had to choose between the kind of boy I was and the kind of boy I wanted to be. I chose to stay with Alex. I watched Davy walk away, and I knew I was making the wrong choice, but my feet wouldn't move. I didn't want Alex and my mates to laugh at me as well, so I stayed with Alex and watched Davy walk away. And then I realized that Davy wasn't my shadow. It was the other way round. Let's stop there. That is the end of chapter 11. My question to you, year 6, is why do you think Sam's feet wouldn't move? He said, I knew I was making the wrong choice, but my feet wouldn't move. Listen while I think aloud and answer this question. Then you will have the chance. I think Sam's feet wouldn't move because he was conflicted. Conflicted, meaning he wasn't sure what to do. That's my first mark, year 6. That's my answer. His feet wouldn't move because he was conflicted. Now I get my second mark by adding some evidence or an explanation. Let's read on. He knew he should follow Davy and apologize, but he also knew that his friends would laugh at him if he went. So his feet wouldn't move, and he stayed. Please pause the video now, think and say your answer out loud, then write your answer in your home learning book. Well done. Now we're going to read Chapter 12. I want you to look at this picture. Who do you think this is? And what do you think they're doing? I think this is Sam, because from all the other pictures so far in the text, he's always the one doing things mean to Davy, and now we know that that person is Sam. So I think this person is Sam. He looks like he could be sitting on a bed and just looking off the edge. I know that when I kind of sit and just stare off into the distance, I'm usually thinking about something. So maybe Sam is thinking about something here. Let's read Chapter 12. Turning to page 79 and putting your finger at the top of the page near the title of Chapter 12. Sorry. I walked home all alone, thinking, Dave, I'm sorry. That wasn't nice. My mum's advice? Go and say you're sorry. I told her no, I will not go, and tell him that I'm sorry. But it was mean. You should be keen to let him know you're sorry. I dug in my heels, despite appeals, to admit that I was sorry. There's no TV, no treats for tea, until you say you're sorry. I'm sorry now, you rotten cow. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I had a shout. Now there's no doubt that I am very, 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 very sorry. Let's stop there. Year 6. I wonder, what do you think? If Sam apologizes to Davy, do you think Davy will forgive him? Why or why not? Remember, this is a 2-mark question, so I want you to tell me what you think, but I also want you to use evidence from the text to prove your answer or to convince me that what you think is correct. Pause the video now and write your answer in your home learning book. Well done, Year 6. Here is my answer. If Sam apologizes to Davy, I believe that Davy will forgive him. That's my first mark. That's my answer to the question. The rest of my answer now is my evidence or my explaining to get that second mark. I believe this because we have seen that Davy is kind, complimenting Sam's mum and dad, saving Sam's life, and is a good friend, talking about anything and everything with Sam. I also think that Davy sees that he is different from the other kids and understands that not everyone embraces being unique like he does. So I've used evidence from the text. Davy is kind and a good friend, so I think that he would forgive Sam. We are going to stop reading there today, Year 6. Tomorrow we will continue reading and carry on making some more inferences. On your piece of paper or in your home learning book, at the end of today's session, I would like you to summarize the story so far in just 5 sentences. Great work today. I'm so impressed to see so many of you in these lessons, and you're doing a fantastic job. I will see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, Year 6.